All right, next thing I wanted to talk about was technique. Now, I don't expect any of you to have perfect technique, you know, especially if you're coming from never having a coach. Oftentimes, your technique will need a lot of work, and that's totally normal, totally okay. I still have to work on my technique all the time, you know. Something you have to practice. Technique is repeating the same thing over and over. That's how you develop techniques, how you develop habits. Now, the thing that I want to touch on is if we can't perform the majority of reps with clean, repeatable technique, then we're just ingraining poor technique. So, there will be times where 1 week you're doing really heavy work, and if I see that your technique is a little bit dog shit, then it does me no good to continue pushing the weight. What I might do is I might lower the intensity and add a couple of sets, working sets. Reason being is because if we're gonna continue progressing, we wanna make sure that it's with a decent technique heuristic, meaning we want technique to be good, not perfect. Now, there's really no true way to say that somebody's technique is perfect due to the fact that everybody's built a little bit different. For instance, I have really long legs, and Erin has shorter legs relative to her torso. Her torso is a little longer, so she's a little bit more upright in her low bar squat, whereas I'm a little bit more bent over in my low bar squat. Now, the things that we want to look for is bar path. So if we're able to maintain good bar path, that's generally, not always, but generally a very good way to see that we are maintaining good technique. So for instance, if I see that on your deadlift, the bar is pulling you forward, I'm gonna make some changes to your technique, and oftentimes that means that we're gonna lower the weight on the bar. And you're like, oh man, I'm not getting stronger. Well, actually technique is going to put more pounds on the bar than getting stronger will. Reason being is that technique can be developed faster than strength can be developed. Anybody wants to argue that with me, I'm happy to do so. So just make sure that you are doing things the same time over and over. So you got the higher rep sets, let's say you're doing sets of 6. I understand that when you get closer to that final rep, you're wanting to just get the set done. Remember to think of each set, whether it's a set of 1 or a set of 6 or 8, you're doing multiple singles. If you think of it that way, you're able to execute each rep in the same way. That's a great way to do it. Just think about like a set of 6, I'm gonna do 6 singles. So you hit 1 rep, come back up, you repeat it the same way, you brace real hard, you sit back, you come back up, like in a squat. That's going to be beneficial to your mindset too. I understand that, you know, doing a heavy set of higher reps can feel like death, but you'll be okay. Just think of them as singles.